always feel like I'm the best to ever play this game, but there's so many other great ones, and I'm happy to just be a part of their journey.
For me, it could be compared to Michael, Magic, Kobe, all the ones that's making so success in the league. It's great, and I'm gonna just keep working hard, and someday it could be another one that could be compared to me.
It's just been a pleasure to be in this league for 20 years, and however long I, able to go, whatever the case may be, I've had a hell of a ride.
I'm a little bit jealous of LeBron, and let me tell you why. We're all part of the barbershop talk. Greatest analyst, one of the greatest shooters, greatest power forward, one of the most dominant big men, but I would love to have my conversations the greatest of all time. I'm not in that conversation. He is. Kobe Bryant is. Michael Jordan is. And I ask people this all the time. Every night I check this the other day. When he passes up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points, what you gonna say about LeBron? Is he the greatest player of all time? Is he one of the greatest players?
The whole LeBron thing bothers me because he's one of the greatest of all time. It just looks like we keep trying to find why he's not great. Like we every day you turn on ESPN or any of these, we keep looking at why LeBron is not great instead of celebrating his greatness.
And so now I watch his game and I say, does he have a weakness in his game? And I start from the rim all the way back to half court. He can do everything. Well, no, let's take it even back. Let's take it all the way back from the rebound, right? He does everything now. So now he's good at everything. He's shooting high 40 and 3 points now. And his range is out to the logo, right? He mid-range, he can post you up, he can face you up, he's still gonna dunk on you. His ability to see the floor now is so much, it's better now because he's seen every coverage. Like, it's at the point now where I'm looking at this guy and said, I've never seen nobody get better at 36 years old. Like, this doesn't happen. And I feel like this is the best, as a fan now, I'm watching, I think this is the best LeBron that I've seen. And he's not jumping over, hitting his elbow on the rim, he's just hitting his right here on the rim now, but it's changed, but I've never seen this before.
I'm a fan of Bron's. It's a phenomenal player, but it was just something about his game this year to where I look like, I said, damn, man, if what I'm seeing out of dude and some of the moves that he was making this year, if he had developed that earlier in his career, man, look at here, bro. He was already scary, but damn, to add some more into his bag, because it's crazy that this man his bag has gotten deeper in year 19.
When I grew up, we celebrated our stars. We celebrated our heroes. And now we don't even let them be stars or heroes. We're tearing them apart. The people who were criticizing them were 55, and they were looking at it through the lens of a 55-year-old, where they've seen these mistakes and they've seen all the experience and they've gone through all the experiences of life. And they thought LeBron should know at 20, at 25 even, that he should know how to lead a team. He should know how to talk to players when they're down. No, you don't. You learn that with life.
And it's hard to be LeBron James or any superstar in any entertainment, sport, athletic or business industry, because all eyes are on you. But he's handled it extremely well. We gave the keys to the whole entire business to an 18-year-old kid, and now he's 38 years old and he's still dominating. I don't think we should be surprised. I think we should congratulate him and celebrate him as much as possible. Continue to, enjoy the shows that he put on, because it's not going to be for too much longer, whenever he decides to play. But I'm enjoying the show, and I wish we could have got a chance to play against one another. But, who knows what could happen down the line. So
it's hard to overstate how insane it is that he's in his 20th year doing this. And I know there's advancements in science and all this stuff.
Yeah, no, that's not it. That's not it.
He's 38 years old.
Some advancements in science.
And he could lead the league in scoring.
Yeah.
Like, when we were younger, we think about older LeBron, what does he look like? Maybe he's like this slow center. No, he's still playing like LeBron.
Yo, because we all said that. Because a lot of people felt like, because that Bron's skills wasn't equal to his athleticism. But he ain't 9 threes the other night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's adapted his game to shooting a little bit more than when he did back earlier in his career. And he still got that youthful energy.
Yeah.
He popping around everywhere, diving over the fucking front row, like still taking off on people. Like at this, it's inspiring to see.
Yeah.
As a competitor, it's like, man, fuck that. I can do that shit too. But then it's like, damn, he's in year 20.
Yeah.
He's 38 years old. He goes through so much.
Yeah.
You know, off the floor as just a man in general. Family, he got so many responsibilities. Still love the game. Still getting up, playing back-to-backs and shit. Still playing 40 minutes. It's like, man, salute to that.
It's hard to have that conversation about the greatest of all time when a man is still putting on his jersey, right? But when he's done, his lineup, his statistical lineup is going to be the greatest that's ever played the game when it comes to scoring, assists, rebounds, so forth and so on. I come from a Jordan era. I am biased, and I'm going to be a bias to the day I pass away. Michael Jordan will be my GOAT. But that doesn't mean I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. LeBron is amazing, but Michael Jordan is my GOAT. I play basketball because of Michael Jordan. Yeah.
When he needs to average 16 points this year to pass up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Come on, LeBron.
Yeah. So if he passed up the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points, does that make him the best player ever?
No.
All right. So hold on. Okay. No, you say no. So if somebody is better than me and I pass them up, are they really better than me? Just asking.
He averaged 20 points a game as a rookie, and it only went up each year after that. And every time it would be like LeBron's the first to score this amount of points, so first to do that, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like he had the time and he was already the talent for one, and it was just a matter of if he wanted to play that long.
If you don't have killer instinct, how you get 38,000 points?
Yes, sir.
I'm just asking. Just asking.
I'm not like a natural scorer. I loved getting my guys involved. I've always been that type of guy. And to sit at the top of the food chain and the most points scored in the history of the game is like, it's weird to me. Like, they don't ever call me. They don't never call me. When they talk about the best scorers of all time, they never mention my name.
Didn't it piss you off?
Yeah, it pissed me off.
Who's the greatest scorer of this era? Is it Steph? Is it James? KD?
LeBron James.
Scorer.
LeBron James.
Not player, scorer.
I hear exactly what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying. And people might disagree with me, but understand this. The greatest scorer is not only its consistency, its longevity, and its amounts. He passed Michael Jordan 3 seasons ago, and he's going to add to that, right? Or before his career ends. So to pass LeBron James in all-time playoff scoring records, somebody is going to have to do what? Average 30 points a game and go to like 13 NBA finals. That shit's not gonna be broken. The playoff one's not, and then he's gonna pass Kareem. So as much as we don't view him as a scorer, right? Like Steph's greatest shooter, Kevin Durant's greatest weapon as a scorer because he's so big, but who's the greatest scorer? He's number 4 all time right now.
I didn't think he would want to play this long. That's the thing.
Yeah, I didn't
think he would want to play 20 years until he's 38 and feel like he want to play 25 years now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he would, because that's what it takes to beat those records is longevity. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a surprise more that he wanted to play this long more so than him as a player breaking a record.
LeBron James, we can talk about his longevity, and that's part of the reason he's breaking this record. He's got the 5th highest career scoring average all time in the NBA. Better career shooting percentage from 2 than Kevin Durant, way better than Kobe, better than Jordan, 9th all time in threes. On top of that, he's 4th all time in assists. Just the constant narrative about nitpicking things with LeBron, most of them are just not factual. LeBron James is not clutch, right? That's another thing that people bring up all the time. LeBron James, 2nd most game-tying or game-winning shots inside the final minute of the fourth quarter or overtime. Kobe's number 1. They're the only 2 guys that have more than 80. Kobe has 88, LeBron has 81. LeBron James has 5 game-winning buzzer beaters in the playoffs, the most ever in NBA history. I don't know where people are coming up with these. LeBron James, is he an all-time great scorer? No, he is the all-time greatest scorer.
The great thing about LeBron, he brings it every single night for 20 years.
Right.
Because them Cleveland teams, he had to bring it.
Yeah.
He put them on his back. That's hard.
Yeah.
And he did that and took them to the finals.
Yes.
Oh, man. They didn't have clearly enough talent to be in the NBA
2007,
finals.
they had no business in the NBA finals.
That's right.
I always look at guys from my era, like I thought I would never compare somebody to Michael Jordan. But this guy, LeBron James, from a basketball, like he does everything well. What didn't Michael do well? Michael did everything well. LeBron James just bigger, stronger, faster. That's the only difference.
Do you think having this conversation sometimes takes away from what LeBron has accomplished?
Yes,
though?
because he's not done, and we're talking about everything he's doing now, right? We talk about the GOAT, the greatest of all time. That's when a player is done, and now you can put their resume versus the next resume. Right now, we've been talking about LeBron as a GOAT since 2010. We're 2021. This man still got another 5 years to play if God willing, he don't get hurt. So, like what I said, he will be a GOAT. Someone's gonna say LeBron's my GOAT, hands down, nothing else. Just like I say Jordan's my GOAT. It's generational GOATs.
Well, since I was in ninth grade, and I turned on ESPN one day, LeBron James was the guy that people said is the next Jordan. In my mind, I was like, this is the best player, so I have to be as good as this, or I have to look him in the eyes at some point in my career. So, that was always in the back of my mind as I worked, as I played games. I wondered, because that's what was told to me, that was the new guy, that was the next Jordan. So
the dude came in at, 17, 18 years old, already had the hype. They already compared him to Mike. They compared this mother to everyone. And all he did was carve out his own space. This motherfucker did all this and ain't no controversy, bro. All he doing is uplifting, speaking, doing his part, his role, responsibility from the time he was 18 years old. Do this motherfucker get a year off? And when he got in it, you got to think it was Kobe, it was Garnett, the league was flourishing. And you know what I mean? And he
Tim
came
Duncan,
in and he carried his own.
There is no denying his greatness in terms of what he can do on the court. And sometimes even when you're playing against him, you're in awe because it's the way he can control the tempo of the game, the way he can dominate scoring, passing, just his overall just presence and his IQ, all that stuff. We all talk about it. And you have to appreciate your competition if you want to beat them, because there's got to be that, as coach would call it, the appropriate fear.
Absolutely.
But,
for me, Michael's the greatest player ever, but LeBron is going to have the greatest career ever.
Yes.
And what he's doing right now is incredible. So it's unbelievable.
I get asked all the time about, MJ, LeBron, and it's such a difficult question to ask. All I know is they're the two best players that I've ever witnessed. They're very different, but however you want to rank them, they're right there together.
That's what people got to understand. It's a lot of great players that play sports, but it's eras of GOATs, and everyone want to make one GOAT. It's impossible to make one GOAT, because as great as LeBron is, it will be another.
I was a huge Michael Jordan fan. That was the mythical. I've never seen full games or seen him play in person. All you get are these highlights. You got game winners. You got him locking people up. You got him dunking. And in my head, I'm like, oh, he does it all. This is the best dude to ever do it. And then LeBron comes in 2003, and we start watching him. And then I get older and I start realizing more about basketball, and my mind for the game understands how hard certain stuff is. And I don't know when it changed, but there was somewhere around the year 6, 7, 8 for LeBron where I was like, yeah, this dude's got to be the best basketball player to ever play. There's nobody that can do what he's doing. And then he did it for another 10 years. So I was like, well, what do you want him to do? Dude's amazing.
We're all gonna miss him. I played against MJ, but I was sad when he left. But man, I'm gonna be sad when Bron gone, because I just love watching dude play. He's so fun to watch. Whether it's his scoring or his passing, just how he creates an environment around his team that it just looks fun to be a part of.
Right. We have never seen in the NBA a player like LeBron James. And he breaks a record every single night just to remind you that you've never seen this before. Some people will have a record and they'll dominate in one category. But this dude is dominating. He's in the top 10, Shannon, in every category. That's never happened.
Right.
When it's all said and done, it's going to be hard for people to look back 10 years from now and say he wasn't the best.
I think LeBron has been a tremendous basketball player, not only for himself but for the league, but also for Cleveland. You know, it's such hard for me to say that he's anything but the top.
As far as playing basketball, you've got to enjoy this guy. If you're a basketball fan, you got to sit back and go, "Wow, how did he do that?" Or I always say, "Boy, I wish I had his speed."
Yeah.
You know. But some of the stuff that kid does out there, he's by far, Kobe was always my favorite since I got out.
I don't like that, by the way.
But LeBron James is by far our best player in this league. I don't think there's really anyone next to him. I think he's there, then you go down the list.
You know, when we came here 3 years ago in the first meeting, we weren't fearful of his shot. We were fearful of his power and his penetration and his passing. But now you fear everything. And I think maybe the greatest testament to LeBron is that, 5 years ago, he was one of the top 5 players of all time. And from 5 years ago till now, it seems like he's 10 times better because he's added so much skill to his game.
MJ is MJ. Like, we all wanted to be like Mike. Like, I wear 23. Come on now. Like, we all want to be like Mike. But what LeBron has been able to do and how he can control a game and to do it this long, like MJ retired. Like, this shit's grueling. Like, going to the finals year after year after year. Bron went 8 or 9 straight years.
9 straight.
Like, MJ took a break right in the heat of that shit. Bron ain't taking no break. You know what he did? Went again and again and again and again.
With different guys every time.
And again. So, for me, that's why it's Bron over MJ for me. And on top of that, the talent nowadays is way better. And I'm sure one of the old is gonna say, "You out of your mind," and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. The talent is way better.
Bron is, my GOAT.
Is he? Oh, let's talk about that.
The fact that he can play all 5 positions, the fact that he's done this shit for 17 years consistently, no drop off at any time. And we've been saying, well, not we,
you can decide, you big teething right now, like you really feeling this.
But I'm saying,
he's the best all-around player of all time. It's not far.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
All right,
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, I got to start an organization, and I need a bad motherfucker.
Him.
No, I'm going with Mike.
Okay.
But outside of that, it's him, dog. Hands down. Over Magic, Bird, all of them.
LeBron is in a class of his own. He is absolutely unique. He's Michael. He's Magic. He's Kobe. He's Jerry West. He's Bill Russell. You take all of these great players and you put them in a blender, mix them up. LeBron's got something of all of them in him.
The difference between Michael and LeBron, when Michael came in the league, he surprised everybody how great he was. When LeBron came in the league, they expected him to be great, so it was already on him. Michael, in some ways, we allowed him to grow into greatness. We didn't allow LeBron that, and he still overachieved. LeBron is better than anyone ever thought, which is amazing. When you think, if you read it, you should go back and read the articles about LeBron coming into the NBA and then say he overachieved that, it's remarkable. He rarely gets hurt. He always shows up. He's had some of the biggest clutch games in NBA history, yet no one knows it. It's incredible. I think LeBron's gonna be one of those guys when he retires in 10 years from now, people are gonna say, man, LeBron James was one of the best players ever. And we're gonna be back saying, we were trying to tell you that 20 years ago you're too busy telling us that he wasn't.
You know, from the time that he first came in the league, you know, his debut in Sacramento where he was attacking the rim with, you know, ferocity and finishing. And as you can see here, when he had that phenomenal second half against us, you know, we went to 5th straight conference finals at that moment. You know, we didn't play 500 games in 5 seasons. We in quicksand. My man putting the turbo button on, and he's still doing it.
Like he hitting the R1 on you.
He's still hitting the turbo button to this day.
Man.
And
we've been spoiled.
It's just been remarkable what he's been able to do. You know, and not only that, he came into the league with a lot on his shoulders. You know, everybody was saying this is the next guy, and he's been able to withstand and hold that and be great.
Like this is that he's more. It was funny. He's more complete.
Yeah, he's more complete. There you go. So he didn't lose. He didn't lose his athleticism and take care of his body. Like he does an amazing job. But the man above said, "Boom, you're blessed." He has it's nothing in his mind. He don't think about shooting a logo pull up because he doesn't have like back when he was even in his prime when he was the best MVP. He still had a lock in certain things. What it was in his 3-point shot or what it was in his free throw, whatever it is. He doesn't have a lock anymore. The only thing that he ain't doing is shooting 90% from the free throw line. That's the only thing left for this man to do. Outside of that, he can do everything else on the floor.
LeBron came into the league, yo. First game in Indiana. Oh, I was so pissed. First game in Indiana, he gave me 25. He went to the fans and said, "This is your best defender." I heard this, right? I'm fucking furious.
I know you furious.
I walked the other way. I'm like, this kid's great. I got out of this kid is fucking really good. But I'm super fucking pissed. He disrespected me, and I wanted to walk up to this motherfucker, and you know, he bust my ass, right?
He done to all those.
You know, so he, you know what I'm saying? First game. So that was like, wow, this is crazy. With like LeBron, when I first started guarding LeBron, I didn't really know what he was gonna do, and he was quite successful, but it was still like, you know, it wasn't as predictable, which made it a little harder. But Jordan, I knew exactly what he gonna do. And then Kobe was pretty difficult too. I mean, those guys are, those guys are. But if I had to give it to one, I would probably say Jordan. And maybe tie with LeBron and Kobe.
Man, I rank him up there, man, with Kobe, Mike. You know, I mean, some of the things that he accomplished, and he's still playing, and he got time to do some more. I mean, he's special, man. I mean, think about it, man. He done played 15 years, and he's still playing just as many minutes as he started.
Don't think we give him enough credit.
You know, I mean, it's almost like scary, man. I mean, not to rank him as one of the best to ever play.
Right.
I mean,
I remember first time playing against him in the actual game. He was so much bigger and stronger than everybody at that position. And me and Tayshaun was sitting on the bench because, you know, at that time he was a pass first type of guy. He still was a pass first type of guy. And we were like, hey, you know what, we better beat up on him now because once he figures it out, we ain't gonna have a chance. And in that playoff game, he kind of figured it out and had 25 straight points on us. I looked at Tay, I said, Tay, bro, he figured it out, man. That might have been our last time the year before that of beating up on LeBron James because now this kid is about to take over the league.
I will say this though, I thought LeBron early in his career was, he just came out and played. Like he was just better than everybody. Where I give LeBron a ton of credit, and it's funny, Paul Pierce and I were talking about it, and Kevin, at Paul's retirement, how the Cleveland LeBron was so much different than the Miami LeBron. The Cleveland LeBron, we would run plays and he would get food, we could trick him, we could do things. Sometimes his athletic ability and his instincts would figure it out anyway. The Miami LeBron was a student of the game. He was prepared.
He's transformed so many times, but I feel that second year, yeah, I think he was on another planet. And it got to the point where we were just kind of, I'm a pretty good basketball player, but I'm kind of just watching him do his thing right now because he's just, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know where he is, but mentally, I mean, he was like shooting 60% for weeks, you know, and I mean, he wasn't missing. He made it easy. Then it's all right, cool. I'll be here on defense, getting some stops. I'll be open whenever you guys need me.
And to coach against, and one most difficult, and going through in the playoffs, was LeBron James. This guy was looking in your mouth like right there and just calling it was telling the players exactly what was going to happen on the play that you called.
But that changed, and you know this. Like we beat him a couple times when he was in Cleveland. He was not that way. I've never seen a change in a player. I knew we were in trouble in Miami when we were coaching. When he was in Cleveland, he was just playing basketball. Right. We get to Miami, and he's in Miami now, and he's calling our plays out. He's just staring over our bench. Yeah. He's reading stuff, and I remember saying, "Oh, this is not good."
Great. I mean, I remember for years I always caught so much flack. You know, us being the better team or whatever we was at one point in the Eastern Conference Finals, and people not realizing like it's tough to get past this motherfucker. I don't care who you are, you know what I mean? And see him come to the West and be able to do the same thing, it's a testament to his greatness and, you know, his IQ to the game.
Because LeBron is tough to deal with on the floor, so we need wins. So like, I want him to play, for sure. But when he's not out there, the game is definitely easier for us. You know, not having him out there on the floor is less of a headache.
I remember the distinct moment sitting next to Thibodeau, and we call a play, and he's calling out our actions. 21 down, they're going over here, and this is LeBron in Miami. In Cleveland, he didn't know what we were running, didn't study it, and it was amazing. It was a sad and proud moment at the same time. Sad because I was thinking, this is not good for us. Proud that I was thinking he's become a student. He's learned that, you know, it takes more than just ability to win. And you knew it was coming. You knew he was going to start winning.
The one thing I don't leave this game with is any idea whatsoever what to do with him. You know, as a coach, you're supposed to have some idea. I don't have a clue, okay? I don't. When we double teamed him, he made the right play every time. When we didn't double team him, he made every jump shot he took, it seemed like, and then he gets the ball to the basket and draws fouls. So you would like to come out of game one and say, wow, at least we found a game plan we think will work. I can't say I've done that. He's unbelievable.
I don't know who's been more faithful to their just being disciplined to the game. Like, Bron knows every scheme, knows every coach, knows every player. He knows players in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we talking about shit like this.
Probably the smartest player in our game, which you couple that with the experience that he has, the physical tools, the skill, the work ethic, it ends up equaling out to one of the most unstoppable players to ever play this game.
He can explain this game forward and back.
He has a very high IQ, basketball IQ, right?
Wow, it's unbelievable. So you talk about somebody that know the playbook, know where everybody's supposed to be, know the other teams, coaches, playbook, style of coaching.
Stuff, and you know, it was all fun. It started not being fun for him for a couple of years there, and then I think he just realized the only way that this is really fun at this level is to win, and he got it done.
I've said this before, not just now. I think he's had the most incredible career from an 18-year-old kid to come to the NBA, be one of the 5 or 10 greatest players, has never come close to getting into trouble. In today's society, I think it's amazing.
That's saying something.
Hell, congrats on being an all-time leading scorer in NBA history. It's even funny to just even say that, you know, coming from where you come from, how hard you grinded for this long. It's been an inspiration since day one. Much love, and keep setting the bar high.
You know, because I've set out goals throughout my whole career. I wanted to be Rookie of the Year. You know, I wanted to be an MVP in this league. I wanted to win championships, be an all-star. I wanted to lead the league in assists. I've never said I wanted to lead the league in scoring, or for sure never said I wanted to be the all-time leader and scoring. That's never been like a dream of mine.
James, a shot in history. LeBron stands alone.
I feel like that's what I can still do for any group of guys, for any franchise. I can go out there and still help win multiple championships.